It's one of those good news, bad news type plants. What's the good news? It's a very easy plant to grow. Bad news? It's very easy to grow, but pretty much for the northern climates. Good news? There are varieties for the southern climates. Another bit of good news. Garlic is also a plant that is very disease and pest resistant. There is really no bad news along with that one. Good news. Garlic is very good for you health-wise. Bad news? Eat too much and you kind of smell like garlic. Good news? Garlic chases away the vampires. All kidding aside, actually eating garlic does keep mosquitoes off of you in the summertime. Let's learn how to plant garlic. And if you find the right varieties for those southern climates, go for it. This is garlic. This is a garlic bulb. You don't plant the whole bulb. Inside the bulb are cloves. Let's get the close-up of that. Now this is a variety called Siskoyu Purple. This is what you plant, the clove. There are two main types of garlic. One is a hardneck and the other is a softneck. This is a hardneck. You can see how the stem is really hard. This is a softneck. You can see that the stem is not hard. And it just broke off because, well, this garlic is cured and ready for eating. Now this is all garlic that I have grown, and this is what I am going to be using to plant. And the way I choose my cloves to plant is, well, I just break the garlic up, and this is a soft neck, so you can see that there are lots of cloves in there. Some are tiny, some are not tiny. Some have seen too much sun. So what I do is break up the bulbs and harvest the cloves out. The biggest ones are the ones that I will plant. And it takes several to get enough for planting. Plant your garlic in rows in fairly loose soil so that the bulbs have a place to grow. Now, when you plant those cloves in, you need to put them far enough apart so that your bulbs have room to grow. Don't want them to be next to each other like this. You want to have them a little like this. So we're looking at about 3 inches here. We're looking at about 5 to 6 inches here. So placing this clove in, this is the root end down, and little Miss Mitzi thinks that it's something for her to eat. Right now I'm just eyeballing it, and probably should be just a wee bit further apart. Rest assured, when your garlic is covered by layers of snow, it is still growing, even when the snow is as deep as this. And when the snows melt, there it is, strong and beautiful. Occasionally, you'll have a critter come along and dig up your garlic bed. Like this garlic was dug up by a rabbit, who didn't eat it, just dug it up. And yes, garlic does have seed. It comes from that scape. Here at the top of the garlic is what we call a scape. And several weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago, this scape had a curl. And as the garlic matured, the scape went straight like this. And this little pod at the top, which will contain the seed of the garlic, if I were to let it go longer, now let's see here. Yeah, this would be garlic seed. This is what garlic seed looks like. Just a miniature version of a clove. The reason we plant the clove rather than the garlic seed is because the garlic seed will take 2 to 3 years to form a bulb, whereas the clove planted in the fall time, in the next summer you will have a full-size garlic bulb. The seed, however, does have a lot of great uses. When planted in the fall, the garlic comes up in the spring and is known as spring garlic. It's used in all sorts of recipes, particularly in the French cooking. This is a picture of some spring garlic that was harvested. Occasionally, you'll get garlic that looks like spring garlic, but is actually leftover garlic from cloves that were left in the ground when you harvested. You'll know the difference once you get it dug up. You'll see it's almost looking like a garlic bulb with more than one growing together. All hardneck garlic develops this little thing called a scape. Now these scapes, S-C-A-P-E, can be used in cooking and all, but if you want your garlic to grow good big bulbs, these scapes need to be removed. And it's real easy. Just find a spot down the length, cut off the scape. As garlic matures, the bottom leaves will start drying up. Now there's only one bottom leaf, and once you get at least three leaves dried up, then you will know it's time to harvest. This garlic here is showing signs of being ready to harvest. And how I know that is the bottom third of leaves have pretty much dried up. The other thing I need to check is just dig down a little bit to the bulb and see what that looks like. I'm just going to dig down to get to the bulb. See, it's not quite ready, so I can just cover it back up and firm the earth back into place. The size of that stem. Look at that. Now that is ready to be harvested. garlic has to be dug out. Cannot be pulled. Go way underneath it. There we go. Nice head of garlic. The trick is going far enough away so that you don't damage the bulb with your shovel, but not so far away that you dig up other garlic plants that may not be ready to be harvested. Once you've harvested your garlic, you've got to cure it, meaning you've got to dry it out and get it ready to be stored. Take your harvested garlic and lay it out on a wall or someplace where it will get plenty of sun. Make sure you leave enough space between the garlic plants for air to circulate. So here is how you braid garlic, just like a girl's hair. Soft neck garlic is braided as a way of storing it. Once the garlic is tied up, it can be placed in a cool place, like a basement. Then the bulbs can be used as needed. Hardneck garlic has to be trimmed. First trim the roots as close to the bulb as you can get them. Then cut the necks off 2 to 3 inches above the bulb. Now you know how to grow garlic. Now you know how to harvest garlic. Now you know how to cure garlic so that you can store it for several months. What if you have too much garlic? There are several things that you can do. You can give it away to your neighbors, your friends, your colleagues. And you know what? That's the joy of garlic and gardening in general, is that you have an abundance that you can give away. And you know, just to take an old saying, it is more blessed to give than receive. You've already received so much abundance. Just by planting 1 clove, you get 5 cloves of garlic in a bulb, for example, sometimes even more. The other thing that you can do with your garlic is you can preserve it, like you do with sauerkraut, except you use garlic and put it in the jar and you ferment that. And that tastes so wonderful. Another thing that you can do with your garlic is roast several bulbs in your oven, and then you freeze those bulbs or break them apart and freeze the individual cloves. It's just wonderful in cooking. And then, of course, if it's cured properly and stored in the proper conditions, it will stay for several months. So enjoy your garlic and plant it again and again and again.